Hello dear tea friends from around the world. Welcome to a new tea class with me, Stéphane Erler. I'm the founder of the Tea Masters blog and the tea-masters.com tea boutique. First, I would like to apologize for making this class on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. We do it in advance because tomorrow I'm heading for the mountains of Shaanxi and Alishan. The good news is the teas are being harvested this weekend and early next week, so I'm heading there to make the selections just as they are coming fresh out of the ovens and the roasters of the producers. I want to be always early to have the widest choice to find the nicest leaves for you and for me in my selection, and I'm looking forward to this year because so far I already received some samples by mail, and they are very fresh. The leaves are very tender thanks to cold weather that has prevented the leaves from growing too big and has given them a lot of freshness to preserve this fine aroma, this perfume, these flowers that we love so much in these high mountain oolongs. But before we head to the high mountains, we can have some Chun oolong from Nantou County, a low elevation oolong. Now, why bother with low elevation oolong? Well, one of the reasons is we cannot eat caviar every day, or goose liver, or filet, beef filet. We sometimes also need to go back to the simpler things in life so that we can appreciate better the top quality leaves that we are also able to get from the mountains. So this very humble, simple tea, it costs 1.95 US dollar. Yes, that's less than $10 for 150 grams for this oolong Chun, elevation around 300 meters. It's quite flat. I've posted a video of an Chun plantation. Yeah. By the way, since there are also newcomers to this video and to these classes, I would like to make an important suggestion. When you open this kind of package, and you will find this little thing. This is oxygen absorber, and I recommend that you take it out after you have opened this, because its job is done. Once it's open, it will absorb lots of oxygen. And it was inside to absorb the oxygen while the leaves were vacuum sealed. Now it's done. We don't need it anymore. And what do you do after you have drunk or taken out the leaves? We close back the bag, and this bag is a high quality bag. I'm spending more money on this so that this bag will preserve your leaves better. How do we know that it's a high quality bag? Because when we look through it, no light is coming through. So this is a specificity of this type of bag. Most plastic bags, if you look through, you will see light come in, light that will actually hurt your leaves. That's also why we recommend that you keep them in a place that is dark, in a closet or in a carton package. And what do you do when you have taken your leaves? You close the bag by minimizing the air inside. So this is something that is easy to do with plastic. You hold it over the leaves until you can feel the leaves. You don't want to crush them, just simply feel them. And then you make a first triangle, a second triangle, maybe a third. And then you take a paper clip, and here it's well clipped. and there is almost no air inside, so it's almost as if you had vacuum sealed your package, and with minimum air inside, the freshness of this oolong will be preserved much better than in most other ways that you can think of. Of course, then still put it in a cool place, but not in the fridge. The fridge will has too many ways for odors to enter. Especially, this is not 100% sealed. It's just closed with a clip. But so keep it in a rather cooler place that does not have too many smells. So not in the kitchen. It's better to keep it in a living room or in your sleeping room. In any case. Okay, let's enjoy this suji chun, and let me tell you a little bit more about it. Also how to brew it well so that we get the most out of it. Even if it's not expensive, we don't want to waste the work of the Taiwanese tea farmers. We can see the leaves are well rolled, tightly rolled. They are not very large. We don't see stems. The color is either fresh green or dark green. Already assigned that there is some oxidation going on. What is also interesting with this tea? So it's different from the most of the other teas that most of the other oolongs that I try to get now. This is not a high mountain oolong, but a plain oolong. So by comparing this to a high mountain oolong, you get a sense of what the difference is in terms of aroma and taste. It's also a suji chun cultivar. This cultivar has a high yield. It produces leaves quickly and early. That's why these leaves were already harvested on March the 24th of this year. So this suji chun is a spring harvest. In the past, if you have followed me for several years, usually I would select the Dongpian version, which is a harvest that happens in December, January, when weather starts to be warm again during the winter, and the leaves mistake these few days of warmth with a new spring coming, and they start to produce leaves. And but this does not last very long. However, the farmers take advantage of this and make a harvest and are able to get a very fresh oolong that has characteristics that are closer to high mountain oolong because of the very cool weather in these months of December and January. Now this year, this is from the spring, so it is still, it has the spring characteristics, but not of the high mountain, but of the low elevation in Taiwan. And you will experience that there is more warmth going on. You will see more oxidation, and the leaves will not have as much freshness as if you have tasted Suji Chun Dongpian as Suji Chun Dongpian, or as, for instance, Jinxuan from Alishan. This is also a good and interesting comparison you can make. However, today I did not want to make it too complicated, just focus on this Suji Chun. Now we can brew it with a simple gaiwan. Now this brew aims more at a simple chashi. We are not in a study mode. We are already trying to get the most out of these leaves. That's why I did not take 3 grams, but I took a bit larger amount of leaves. Maybe I did not wait, maybe just a bit double. Oh, not even use everything because it's already enough. I have a good layer of leaves at the bottom of my gaiwan, and the gaiwan has been well preheated. We start a bit slow and then we will go fast. Okay. And as the leaves start to stop dancing, we help them to continue to unfold, unfurl by using the lid, as you could see. Now we will monitor the color of the brew on top of the gaiwan. We wait a bit longer for the first brew because the first brew, the leaves are just so tightly pressed that they need now some time to open up. I'm using this time to fill in, to repackage these leaves, and I show you again, minimizing the air, making 1, 2, and then a third triangle, folding, and done. Okay, in the meantime we can empty our cups with the water. Now this tea is also a good exercise to try to open up the leaves evenly. Let's have a look. Yes, the leaves are opening very nicely. The smell is there, and we can empty the brew in the cups. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And if it's, and we can do a second round. Okay. Very nice. You can see my leaves have opened up very nicely, harmoniously. When I turn, they barely move. So they have taken the space inside the gaiwan in a harmonious way. That means all the leaves have opened up at roughly the same speed, the same rate, and released, what is very important, the same aromas outside in the water. Great smell. You can see the color green with un soupçon of yellow, slightly yellowish, which means it is light oxidized, but a little bit with some oxidation marks. Here we can see it on this leaf, for instance. Lots of red marks on the edges. Here, this one too. We can also see that the leaves are actually they are quite this one is a bit cut or torn. It appears more torn actually, even though these are mechanically harvested leaves. They don't use hand picking like in the high mountains. This is mechanical picking. And the aromas are very, very flowery. The taste is mild, sweet, because we were careful not to overbrew it, keeping it just at the right strength so that it would not become bitter. Excellent, and it's so affordable, less than $10, 450 gram. This is a tea that you can drink every day and put lots of money aside to invest in gold or in the stock market, or in the stock market or in gold, or in Bitcoin, if you are tech savvy. Beautiful. So we better understand why it's called the Chun 4 seasons spring, because the smells are very flowery. So even though it won't be as flowery and as we find in the summer and fall seasons, it still will be quite strong in flavors in these seasons. But what is quite striking is this very in-your-face flowery smell, and it's a smell that is very popular and very commonplace in Taiwan, especially in tea shops, because since this is the most affordable cultivar of the most popular type of tea, Oolong, this is a smell that you find almost everywhere in Taiwan. Most people who love to drink tea daily, from morning to the evening, this is very often the tea that they will choose because it's the most affordable one. Of course, so you want to know this tea because it has its qualities, its appeal, and sometimes actually people who don't know so much about tea, they can easily mistake this for High Mountain Oolong. I once went to an antique shop, found an old American flag, I think with 48 stars only. I found some nice old LPs, and the guy selling these things in the antique shop was quite old. And at the end of I bought several items. He offered me a tea that he said he liked very much. I see it's written Li Shan, and when I opened it, actually it was Chun. So he did not probably he did not know better. It was a gift, so there was no harm done. But just to say that these teas can even pass as High Mountain Oolongs. So if you are new to the game, if you are learning about tea, you better also not just learn about the High Mountain Oolongs, but also about Jinchuan and Chun, because these are very affordable teas that sometimes can be passed as High Mountain Oolongs. And when you brew them in this way, yeah, why not? You would almost say this is more like second flush High Mountain Oolong. Okay, for the second brew, we are very gentle. The leaves have just opened once. They still have nice flavors to release. We don't want to push the leaves too hard. Just give them some room to breathe, to open up further. Since the leaves have already opened up very well in the first brew, we're not waiting too long. We are emptying the gaiwan early in order really to get only the lightest aromas and a very sweet taste. Voila. It looks even better now. Perfect opening. Now this is what you want to get. The leaves that are now fully occupying the gaiwan without being too cramped. They still had, they've opened up completely, but they're not overly cramped. When you take them, they come off nicely. You can see they are cut by machine, but a very precision cut. The leaves are still fully there. It was really cut at the stem. So this, it's when you cut at the leaf that you will release more astringency. If you are able to cut only at the stem, this helps to reduce the astringency. And here we see this is a very low oxidation type of oolong. And again, a nice green, yellowish brew. That is very, very fragrant. Great. This tea can be brewed further. The third brew would be a bit stronger, and the fourth even stronger when you pour. And you can also brew it a little bit longer each time, longer than on the second one, in order to get more aromas, depending how you like it. If you like it light or strong. So this is, for me, already the best way to brew this Chun. It does not require an Ishing teapot, as you can see. The porcelain gaiwan will do an excellent job, provided you are careful to preheat it well, and then to get the most out of this opening of the leaves, and control the timing so that you just open the leaves and then you pour the tea out. You don't want to open the leaves too long, otherwise it will release too many flavors, make it too strong. And you don't want to brew it too short, otherwise the leaves are not opened up completely. So it's where we have to be fully focused, completely there, in the moment, making sure we get the best results with this Chun, so that next time when you brew a higher quality tea like a Jinshuan from Alishan or Qingxing Oolong from Alishan or Shanichi, the teas that I'm going to get, or Baozong, check also the videos I've posted yesterday on my YouTube channel about Baozong processing, so that when you brew these more expensive teas, you are already, you feel in control. You don't feel you are going to ruin it, because you have mastered the brewing of Chun, so you can confidently go to the next stage and brew better tea and get even better results, because stage 1 was complete. Now you go to stage 2. Thank you very much. I'll check if you have any questions today. Sorry for the change of time and day. I know some people could not make it today, so that's why there are no questions. But if you have any, give me a thumbs up and then write your question in, and I will try to reply them. I might not reply right away because I'll be away for finding the new spring high mountain oolongs, but I will let you know next week when I have these new oolongs, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Bye bye.